Hello. Don't know if you guys can hear me. Go on YouTube. Personal. Oh, there's someone. Is that just me? Is this my own like? Let me see. If anyone's here, can you tell me if I'm. Oh, there's somebody. Can you tell me if you can hear me well? It's about to rain right now. Oh my god, there's people. Okay, so hi everyone. Make sure you guys can hear me. Hi everyone. I'm gonna do a live portrait study right now. I'm so scared. I know it's been so long since my last upload, even longer since my last stream, but I really wanted to get back into it. And I was thinking the best way to go about it is just to. Oh, thank you so much. I love you. There's people. But I figured the best way to go about it is just to face you guys head on. I know it's been so long. I know I recognize you guys. It's just the names. I'm not used to them. This is so exciting. I'm like getting less and less nervous right now. But it's raining. I hope you guys can still hear me. I know the lighting on my face is weird just because I have this huge lighting setup for my desk. Tell me if my face is actually distracting and not like helping. I'm scared to even touch my webcam. But tell me if my face being on the frame is distracting, and I'll just take it off and we can just focus on the actual painting. Today we're gonna do watercolors, just because it's been a while and I'm scared. Be honest, we're just gonna do watercolors. I wanted this stream to be fast, and I also just want to have something here for now, something that wouldn't take us too long. I already have a few color studies done for this portrait, and I know the colors here are exaggerated, but that's because we're gonna tone it down when we get to the actual painting. These are just all primary colors, and I was thinking that this with the Turner's yellow and the paint's gray gives us more of a natural looking, I guess, skin tone portrait color. Please, please say something. Yeah. Okay, so this will give us more natural colors, but with the lemon yellow and the peacock blue, these colors are from Micello. This will give us a more of a dynamic color palette. So I'm trying to see which one will work better. Why am I looking at I'm looking at the chat and hoping one of you guys will tell me what to do, but I know I just need to get into it. So let's just get into it. This sketch is just freehand, so it's not perfect. The first thing that I'm gonna do is take out some of the extra graphite on there, so it's not gonna. Love your painting style. I'm so glad I found this. Oh my god, Tammy! Thank you for that comment. Oh, let me just actually share this on Instagram. I know there's like already people here, but I also wanted to. I want my Instagram friends to see this too. I'll be fast. Oh, I'm seeing myself. I'll just do it. I just won't put a link. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know it looks like I'm intimidated. I know I am intimidated, but I know it looks like I'm just so nervous because my hands are shaky, but my hands actually are just shaky by themselves. Like always. I also had coffee. Let's go. I'm done. Ooh, there's people. I love your art. Watercolor today, gosh. Oh no, I love your paintings. Will this live be available on your profile? Yes, I'll be saving it for later. The first thing that I want to do is make sure I take out a lot of these pencil marks, because the portrait isn't going to be very layered. We want a lot of the paper to just breathe underneath. So I want to make sure that the line work is as clean as we can get them. I love this. I want you guys to see. Look, when I take it out, it just retains the line work on my eraser. That's how gentle we want our kneaded eraser to be. We want to just push down instead of just going back and forth on our paper and risk damaging the tooth of the paper. And then we'll be able to see. It's so cute. Okay, so you won't be able to see. But when we take out a lot of these pencil marks before we start, it just gives us a cleaner base to work on. Since we're working with water, if it's very dark, it will just muddy up our colors, and we don't want that. So what I actually want to do is, I think, use these colors because I really love that peacock blue. These colors are from Michello. These ones are Schminka. But I love that peacock blue. I think the lemon yellow is too much too. I think it's too intimidating. So I think in order to bring this sort of harsh colors down, I want to go with a warmer yellow, because these two together would give us almost like an electric green with how they mix. They're almost like primary colors. They're too together, they're too intense, they're too vibrant, and I kind of want to tone it down. So I think I'll just go with, instead, you'll be able to see this, instead of the lemon yellow, I think it'd be better to go with permanent yellow deep for the yellow that we're using. So I'm going to swatch that underneath here so you guys can see that later on for reference. This live is going to be so chaotic. I have my son sleeping behind me. I wanted to just do it. I felt like if I kept on just putting it back, I will making excuses. I will never be able to go live. So just watching these underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4. For reference later on, if you guys want to see. So the first thing that I want to do is, I need my iPad. I don't have it. Just use my phone. Since these are all primary colors and we can kind of just build up the colors that we're gonna need from these colors, I want to do something that's very simple for you guys to follow, and start with one color and then layer it with the other, and then layer it with the other. So we'll really see how all these three colors will stack up into building our portrait. So I just have my phone right there, so you'll be able to see. I'm glad that you're live. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you guys are commenting. I just look insane in the thing. Like I'm seeing myself and I look crazy. But it's fine. I want to just start with our yellow. So you guys to see how watered down this yellow actually is. This is how intense it looks by itself. We want to get it to be a very thin tea consistency. And since we're letting a lot of the paper breathe underneath, we want to make sure that we're only putting this yellow right where it needs to be, and we're leaving out the brightest highlights. So we're just going to start. Okay. Oh. You guys are going to be hearing dogs because I live in the Philippines and there's dogs everywhere. So start from the nose. Leave out the highlights as much as we can. Maybe mark them out. Make sure we get the entirety of her nose. Leave out only the highlights. Oop, my son is waking up. We have to be quiet. So 1 stroke for the entire thing. My audio okay? Oh, you guys are seeing the reflection. Tell me if this is better if I turn off my lamp. Like that? I think that may be too dark. Let me see. Is that better? Because the lamp is like gave us this really weird reflection. Had the water reflecting onto it, so I think this is better. Let me know. But we're starting from with just our yellow, and specifically the permanent yellow deep from Mijalo. As soon as I turned that off, it sort of showed me how warm this yellow actually is. But we're just gonna work with it. I really wanted to retain the cool yellow undertones on her face, especially with the lighting. But because our peacock blue is, so we're just gonna go ahead and just leave out the highlights. Because our peacock blue is so electric, I wanted to work around that instead of the yellow, painting everything right here like that. Just the highlights on this side. Why is somebody's message just being redacted? I think if you aren't leaving any mean comments, I don't know why it's being redacted, but I think maybe the emoji you guys are using. But I'm really hoping to hear from you guys. So if it's the emojis, just make sure you aren't adding them in there. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. This is the best time to ask. So I want to make sure that even though I'm only painting her face and we only see that yellow on her face, I'm going over the entire thing. And again, we're just leaving out the highlights. So when we're going down to her neck, I want that yellow to be a little bit more concentrated. This values wise, it's going to be darker. Later on when we layer over it, we want it to be darker too. So basically we're putting this yellow right everywhere that's not gonna be fully white. Volume is fine, lighting is good. Thank you so much, Tammy. Oh, perfect. I really appreciate you guys giving me feedback on like the technical stuff. So my paper is warping. I'm just gonna tape down the sides. I'm using Etcher's sketchbook. Let me know later on if I have just a little bit more time. I want to do a sketchbook walkthrough with you guys just because it's been so long and I've been painting so much. And I've missed you. I've missed just talking while I'm painting and also talking to you guys specifically. So these are all yellow. It actually looks fine. I want to see if I turn on my lamp now if it's better. Sorry about that. Just like that. So we want to make sure that we have this yellow. We'll try to build up the values now. So where the points on our face are darker, you want to also have that darker with the yellow too. Keep in mind that in the places where you want the colors to be more preserved in their most natural like state. So on her lips, on her upper lip, I want it to be darker, but then I also want on her lower lip, I also want it to be darker, but on that, I want it to be more pink. So I would use less of the yellow. So I would have less yellow on the lower lip because then if we add when it's time to add in the red, that would look more orange. So I want to make sure that we're being mindful of where we put this yellow too, not just on the darker areas, but how it will affect the colors that we're going to put on top after. So on places that aren't fully white, but we want to preserve them for the future colors, like I said, on her lower lip and on her eyes, I want those to be blue. We want to leave that as the paper for now. I always get so nervous before I start, and then I start painting, and it's like, let's go. Did you learn drawing painting this good? But oh, I don't know about being good, but I did, yes, learn to paint by myself. I actually started painting um, not very long before I started my YouTube channel. So I think it was around the time that I started painting. So it hasn't been that long, but I think maybe now it's been almost 6 years or 8 years, something like that. I missed you guys so much. This is so fun. So now that we have that base, right now it's still wet. We kind of want it to sit on the paper. There's gonna be some times where we don't want this first layer to fully dry, and that's when we want softer edges for the next layer. But since I want this clear separation between the two, I think I want it to be at least only be slightly damp when we move on to the second layer. Right now it's a little bit too wet, and the paint that we're going to put on top of it is going to move too much. So we want to just let it sit for now. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to say anything else, the best time to just talk. I will cut this out of the live replay if I can do that, because I'm going to be talking so much. But I wanted to show you guys my birds. Look at this. We're going to be waiting anyway. But look at this crow. I don't know if this is a crow or a raven. I'm always like the worst at figuring that out. And this, look at this one. I have the process video for this, not the video, but process photos for this on Instagram. I think it was really interesting because I started with alcohol markers. So it's always nice to see it. Nice to see it build up. So I have that on my Instagram on the highlights. Oh my gosh. I get so excited when people are excited about my bird drawings. So this is my sketchbook. This is from Etcher. I think I've been subconsciously inspired by the blue color, that a lot of the colors here are actually pretty blue. And blue is, when I'm looking back at all of my paintings, blue is the color that least shows up. So I think subconsciously I was really inspired by the cover of this of this sketchbook. So a lot of these colors here are going to be blue. I even I've started sketching with blue. Ooh, bird drawings. Yes, birds. I love birds. I'm 30 almost. Look at this. This is a cloud painting, but this was a master study, so I didn't post this because I forgot to credit the artist, and I couldn't find it anymore on Pinterest. I'll tell you guys if I did. If I find it again, and I'll post that there. Look at this one, is for a pre-study on my Patreon tutorial. And these are just some sketches. Look at this blue color, so intense. I love it. But yeah, these are just cloud paintings. I think now we're ready to do the second layer on our portrait. Like that. The lighting sucks, actually. Let me try to fix that. Is that better? I look so crazy on this thing. I look so crazy at the bottom left. Oh no. That's fine. So we started with, we're gonna hear some geckos too. So we started with this first layer, and this is just yellow. This mixed together right here. The yellow that I used, actually neither of these. This one is too neutral, it's too earth toned, and this one is too electric. This lemon yellow is crazy. So I went with permanent yellow deep, and that is this very first layer. There's nothing else on, there's no other color for this first layer. And so now we're gonna do the second color, which is permanent red. And hopefully as we move up, we move along to these three colors, we'll be able to see how they affect each other. It's such a great, I think, exercise for mixing colors and for just working with the primary colors in general. Really teaches you a lot about color theory and how each of these colors are going to mix into each other. So now we're just going to do this permanent red by itself. Again, you want this to be very thin. Think of something like tea, because it's such an intense color. So now we're going to put it on places where we see the reds on her. On the reference photo, it's very obviously on her face, but we actually want to move that onto her hair as well. Since this is only slightly damp now, I'm going to place that. See, I actually want to start with the blue. Let's go with the blue for the second layer. It's more intimidating that way, but it's just more exciting to see. So we'll start with the blue. Look at how intense this blue is. This peacock blue. I love this. Reminds me of a lot of birds. So very thin, even thinner than we had our yellow. And I think the blue is just a good base for the shadows. So it's going to give us better color. So distracted when I look at my face and I look crazy. But we're just going to separate our shadows with the blue. The very main thing I want to do is actually paint her eyeballs. I love doing that because it sort of pushes her eyes back. Ever since I've started painting eyeballs, I have felt that when I don't, that the eyes sort of just protrude in a weird way. So now I'm like inclined to do it all the time. But we want to make sure we're going over the shadows on her face now too. It's gonna look green for a while until we add in the red. Everything's gonna look very green, and that's okay. And remember to keep everything very thin. Don't get too intimidated by these colors. It's watercolors. Think right now that you're working with water instead of the watercolors. I think it always gives people a better idea of how much water is actually needed. Working around the shape of her nose. Just on this side for the shadows, and then on the other side we actually want to add more of the red to it. So there's a very definite shadow right here. Her nose is casting. I want to get that. And her eyes are very blue. Look at how blue it is, because underneath that is just our paper. Everything else looks green because underneath those is yellow. And let's work fast. And we want to leave her lips just yellow for now. Just go over everything everywhere we see shadows. Right now I just want to make sure there's nothing on my brush right now, but I want to make sure that I soften up these shadows and link them together over top of her lips. And it's actually gonna make her lips look more pink later. I know that doesn't sound like it makes sense, but we'll see. Again, when things start to intimidate you, don't be too scared to take your paper towel and just lift it out like that. Take more of our blue. Start there. We'll slowly build up. I mixed it with the yellow by accident. But I want to just work with just the blue for now by itself. Look at how intense this is. And since her neck is wet, it's going to give us a softer look. We're just going to let it play out. These two are going to mix together. So I'm going to try to keep within where you think the hair will sit. If you're from Instagram, please tell me. Ooh, fire. Ooh, Hello, I missed you. FA. I never know if I'm pronouncing your username right. I always feel so connected to the people I recognize. And I just realized that that might be too much. So just let me know. As you can see, there's more of the paint now that we're working away from her face. And that's because just wanna establish the darker values on her hair. If you see me shaking, if my hands are shaky, it's because I just had coffee. I am also intimidated, but that's not the reason. I always get intimidated when I'm doing this. But that's not the reason for my shaky hands. Try to see. Oh my gosh, it looks so crazy with that. It looks really very green on. I'm sort of overthinking myself, but it looks very green on camera. I'm new to portraiture. It's such a tough skill to tackle. It is very tough. But then you paint everything else, and those are tough too. And you're just only painting portraits. Lately, what I've been doing is trying to study as many things that I can that aren't faces. So I'm trying to paint clouds. I'm trying to paint birds, and those are so intimidating as well. I just think that maybe portraits aren't that bad. Maybe. This is what it looks like with the blue and the yellow only. And ugh, she looks crazy. Push it out so you guys don't see the top of her head. Maybe like that. Yeah, that's better. That's more. It's still too green. Let me see if I can. Oh, it's a white balance. It's the same. Maybe. I think because I had it set, I had the white balance set to automatically adjust, that it sort of gives us more of a greener color. True, I try to other things and I'm like, oh, I suck at this too. No, that's not the reason. That's not what I meant. I just meant that's not what I meant. You probably don't suck at portraits. And you don't suck at other things as well. So look at how much the color has moved when, because the painting was wet when we put in this blue, it sort of gives us a softer shading on her face right here, so we don't really see any strong separation between them. Oh my gosh. Give me a second. I'm trying to see. Oof, my brother saw my Instagram story. I hope he's not here. Hello, it's been a while. How are you? What a fun surprise. It's been so long. It's been so long. I did this live because I've been so scared to go back into YouTube, to get back into YouTube. I felt that if I just psych myself out initially, I would feel more comfortable doing it. Kind of cute, not the portrait, but you're too nice. I'm too old for that. Okay, so this how it looks. It looks very blue on with my eyes, and then on camera it looks kind of green. Portraits are extremely hard mix, and then everything else is hard too. So this is how it looks like. Notice how it's so blue and it's very very green. Later on, when we add the red, it's just gonna be, you guys will see. So we wanna make sure this is has dried a bit. So just leave that for now. I want to talk about my other stuff on this portrait, on this sketchbook. Oh, it's raining very hard. Nice hair. Oh, you guys can't see my face. Wait. You- This is okay. I can just have you there. I just don't like facing you. You're so intimidated. You can see me fine. Can you hear me fine? Because it's raining so loud and it just messes up my mic. Let me know and I'll speak louder or just do the stream quiet. Voice is fine. Watching from Korea. Ooh, hello. I'm streaming from the Philippines. Okay. I think still pretty wet. We're waiting because when our paper is still wet like this and we layer on top, it's not going to give us a lot of structure because our paint is just going to move over top of that wet paper. We're waiting until, sometimes that's good because it will give us softer lines like this on her face, like you don't see any very thick, what am I talking about, very defined edges like this on this side. We did this with the paper underneath dry, so you'll see that the line right here is very sharp, very defined separation between the yellow and the blue. Over here was, we painted over wet paper, so you'll see it's very soft and it's kind of the look that we were going for now. And since we want more of structured lines for the reds, excuse me, we're now waiting for this layer to dry a little bit more than it is right now. So if you guys are new to the stream, we are, is it evening where you are? Yes, I'm in the Philippines, so it's 9 p.m. I wanted to end this stream at 10, but that looks like it's not going to happen. I need to run tomorrow. So hopefully you will be able to end this before 11. So if you guys are new here, we started the painting with just the yellow. This is the yellow that we have. It's permanent yellow. It's none of these two yellows. And then and it's just that with nothing underneath, no colors mixed with it. And then after that, we did the blue. And just like the yellow, it's just the blue right now. There's no other colors to be mixed with it. And now we're waiting for it to dry so we can add in the reds, and we just see all these different colors stack up on top of each other and how they affect each other. So you can see, we already see that with the yellow, with the yellow and the green, when with the yellow and the blue, when it's just the blue by itself, like on her eyeballs, the blue more retains its blue color. And then when it's on top of the yellow, it looks more green and stuff like that. When it makes the red on top of the yellow look more orange, and yeah, should give us more of a complete portrait the more we go on. I missed your video. I missed you too. Is it evening? Yeah. It's 8:40 in the morning here in Tennessee. Ooh, hello. 8:40. Oof. That's early. It's 8:40 here too. Everyone, oh, there's people from the US. Hello, guys. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is use just our red, and this red is a little bit more neutral than my other reds. I feel that other reds I have are very cool. So permanent red isn't a very warm red, but compared to my other reds, it's very it's more neutral. So I wanted to make sure I'm working with a clean palette, so it's not contaminated by my other colors. See, when I used I mixed it with the blue, it looks very purple, and we don't want that. We just want to have our red right now, and again we want it to be very thin so that when we layer it over top of our other colors, we'll still be able to see the colors underneath. Oof, that's bad. That's really bad. I think that I actually contaminated my red, so I'm just gonna clean a lot of it out. Really want to make sure it's just by itself. This peacock blue is so intense and mixes. And this is the red that we want. Make sure it's very thin. Be able to see the layers underneath. And now what we're gonna do is just put it over her features. I'm gonna start with her nose, just because it's at the center. Just leave it where we think these colors are most intense. Just let it marinate on that paper. Her lips are gonna be the hardest to do. Going non-verbal. That looks crazy, but we're gonna take what's left on our brush and use that to softly shape out her nose now. We're still going over everything, but this color is gonna look different on this side than on this side, because over here we had that blue and on this side we don't. That red is so intense. Kind of want to just clean up our brush. So there's nothing on my brush right now. It's just water, and I want to use that to soften up that red. We are taking it down. Look how purple it looks because it's going over top of the blue. So beautiful. I love this blue. On this side it looks purple. Hopefully on this side it will look more orange. Let's see. Oh, I've contaminated my water too. Paper towel. What brand of watercolor do you prefer? It's been so long since I bought any watercolors. I may just do this for now. I get so distracted, so let me just do this. And then I'll talk to you guys about the brands that I'm using. I'm frustrated by how much blue there is in my water. Because then this looks purple when it really should be orange. That's fine. Try not to be too bothered by it. I'm telling myself not to be too bothered by it. Hopefully later on when we add to it, that won't be too much of an issue. Oh, I need to clean up my brush better. Bad. Is it my brush or my water, actually? Hope you guys aren't turned off by my frustration. And then the bottom be a little bit more saturated. Maybe take that over to her hair as well. What kind of brands do I prefer to use? I think it's been so long and I've sort of stepped away from the mindset of reviewing paints that it looks so bad. Oh my gosh. There, I hope you guys will be able to see that better. But it's been so long and I've tried to step away from the mindset of reviewing paints. because I haven't been uploading on this channel, that I've kind of just have or assigned uses for the brands that I have instead of having a preference, having one preference all the time. So now there would be brands where I felt like, or there would be times when I'm painting, I would be like, it would look like a painting that would require like Daniel Smith watercolors. Some would be more vibrant like this, which would be a Mijello thing. I want to talk about the colors that I like to use after this is dried and why I like to use them. So you'll see, since the colors on her hair now are a mix of all three, it sort of gave us very dark, very intense color together. And only because these are very thin paints is the reason why we're not getting something like this, more like a black. That's the reason why, because we're building up the values before we do that. But it's given us this very dark color, less intense than just the blue by itself, more usable, I think, for the portrait. And I think it's getting exciting. So I want to make sure I'm making sure that I'm shaping her lips to be, or just a little bit, maybe more accurately than they were painted before. I always tell people not to be too frustrated, and then I get frustrated. Ugh, it's fine. I'm so bad at flags. Yes, I'm live. Hi, Crimson. Crimson Knight. I watch your videos all the time. You were so nice. Thank you. Let me see. I want to make sure I'm good with Sri Lanka. See, I knew that before. I used to play Flags of the World, so I don't look like an idiot when I'm looking at flags, and then I forget. So sorry. I love that flag, by the way. My favorite flag is Mexico, and anything that has animals, so maybe that. So this is how our painting is looking. It's still pretty much looking like alien colors. We want to thank you, Coop. It's still looking very vibrant. It's kind of looking like these. Later on, when we start to draw in her features individually, is when we mix these three colors on our palette instead of on our paper. That's when we really get to see the portrait. Just want to let it sit for now because we're very, very dark colors. And we want to make sure that this is dry before we move on with our next part of the process. So while we're here, I wanted to, if you guys have any questions actually about anything else. I don't really have much to show on this sketchbook except for my birds, which I love. You guys have probably already seen. Let me see what I have to show you guys while we wait. Loving to see you live. I love you. Oh, thank you so much. I watch your gouache and watercolor studies and tutorials. I'm always impressed at how effortlessly you paint. A lot of it has to do with the editing. I think it looks effortless because you don't see me crying and you don't see me be frustrated. And a lot of the times I'm just painting and then I'm sitting like this, like waiting for it to make sense. And I don't show that on my video, so that was why it looks effortless. A lot of it is really just thinking and like trying to work through what my next step is gonna be. So try not to be too or try not to be fooled by how my videos look, especially since they're cut for YouTube. It looks effortless. I think on my Patreon videos where I do full like real-time tutorials, you'll see my frustrations more. But yeah, just stuff like that. I fully finished the sketchbook and maybe I'll show you guys that. Since my last upload, I've finished maybe like 2 sketchbooks. It's been so long. This is my last sketchbook. Look at how crazy it is. It's not really a sketchbook, it was a journal from Uniqlo. Let me see what's on here. Ooh, look at this. Ta-da! A lot of tree studies. My main goal for this sketchbook was to... Don't worry if you guys want to watch this tutorial. Later on, I will cut all of these talking out. But my main goal for this was to try out different techniques and try to paint different things outside of people too. So these are just swatches. This is a squash. It's so cute. And this is a lined sketchbook, which I always feel is less intimidating and it gets me to draw and paint more. I have this tutorial up on my channel. More people. Not a good representation. Let's see if you guys can see this better like this. That good? Oops, my keys. So I have everything dated because I wanted to paint and draw every single day for a year. You can't be this humble, you're insane. No, I will. Talent, I think talent is like a good, I mean, it's a compliment that I can take because I think it's something you can build up. So I feel like talented is a good compliment. You're my inspiration. Get good with watercolor. Thank you so much. Right, these are all people. This is Inkwork study. I also have that, I think, on Instagram or on YouTube. So all people, I love this. These are all, whenever you see a painting that completely covers up just the dotted lines underneath my on the paper, that's gouache. This is Tambi's fruit that I used to love as a kid and I haven't tasted in a while. Some more portrait studies. Now that I've been trying to get myself to paint more things, just these portraits have become the least interesting things to see. Oh, this is so bad. I wasn't supposed to show you guys that. It's fine. It's one of those things. I wanted to redo this with paint on top, but then I felt like it was just too hopeless. I love this one more. I love the movement of it. Are you going to delete this? No, I'm not going to delete the live, but I'm going to delete this part where I'm talking and I'm not painting. No, she's cute. No, not this. Oh no, now you know the person I'm trying to paint was cute. The painting is not. Feels like I've been lazy for 5 months, but it looks like I'm finally getting. Yes, that's both of us. That's both of us. We need to lock in. You're so talented. I'm so bad at this, but I like doing it, so I keep trying. No, because that's me. I feel like I seem talented because I draw so much. On this sketchbook, you'll see like how much stuff is actually like not shareable. This cat though is pretty cute. I love sharing my sketchbook because you'll actually get to see the stuff I felt wasn't the best representation of me and I just felt more free. This one though, I love this. I didn't have any colors for it. I just used whatever was left on my gouache palette. So I love that I still came up with this. This is also one of my favorite things I painted. Very simple, but the white really just pulls everything together. It's thunder. Hopefully it's just thunder and not earthquake. Are you done 100-day challenge before? No, but I did. This is the 300-day challenge, 365. Draw every day for a year. I look so crazy on this idea. I want to just talk to you guys like this. Let's just do this. But then you won't be able to see. If you guys are new here, we are just talking because we're waiting for the layers to dry before we can move on. I love this spread. Look at this tree. Look at this. It's beautiful. This is master studies by this artist. I will have like everything is linked on my Pinterest, so you'll be able to see who the actual artist is. These are acrylic markers, and this is gouache. The statue, I love this. I've also tried to do like a lot more pencil sketches. A year, yes, it was a year. It was crazy. Oh no, not all of this were finished. I think it just looks more polished right now because we're in the beginning stages, and we get to like the middle and you'll see how much of it is actually not finished. Like when I just got through the day. Oh, this is a master study of Lowish. Obviously, she's my favorite artist. Try to get her with these colored pencils that I was meant to review, and I didn't end up liking them, so I just didn't do that. I always not don't like shit talking like art supplies. I'd rather not review them at all. This is more like tape work. I wanted to see if I can get some texture with my paper tape. Like there. It's so cool to see you guys. Acrylic markers and gouache. This I have on YouTube too. Oh, this one is a full tutorial that I did on Patreon. It was really fun. Just three colors, I think. Oh no, I lied. These are all the colors that I used for this. But this is gouache and it's pretty fun. Why did I say three colors? It's one, two, three, four, five colors, including white. Ooh, I love this too. This one is also a master study. I didn't have the artist here, but on Pinterest, I have. It should link the actual artist that I studied from. I did love how I like how I did the. Look at that horse. Look, see, it's so small. Like this is my thumbnail, and it's tiny, and I was able to get a horse like that. Okay, so I think. Oh, this one still isn't fully dry. Oh yes, I'm hearing sirens right now. Sounds like yes, a beautiful cloud painting. I can't take credit for it because it's a master study. Someone else painted this, and I just painted their painting. So you guys are hearing the sirens. Kind of feels like Silent Hill, like when on the sirens, like a horror movie where we get that every 10 p.m. So I should be finishing this painting in less than an hour. This is a mini gouache painting, also a master study. This is Hinata Hyuga, my girl. Oh, this one I actually really like. It's just a pencil sketch, and then I put a soft pastel over top and left out the highlights. I think I really like the softer shading to it. And this one I planned on painting, and then I forgot. Okay, I think now we're gonna move on to our painting tutorial. This is dry enough. We'll get back to my sketchbook later on. So what I want to do right now is it's getting intimidating. Try to draw in the darkest part of the painting. I think let's do that. And to be able to do that, we need to mix all of our three colors together. So I want to start with our brightest color so it doesn't, so the other colors don't intimidate it on the pan. We're going to start with our permanent yellow, deep. Put some of that on the palette and then take the red as well. Mix these two together. And then we'll have peacock blue. So intense. Look at how it's going to neutralize everything else. So I want to make sure that I place it here first and then I mix it. Because look at how immediately it sort of just swallows everything up. But now we have more of a workable, darker color than this very bright blue. I'll zoom you guys in. The lighting looks off. The lighting so pretty much is bad. But I think the colors are more accurate. So I think it's a better look than if I'm talking too much. Guys, just use that color now. Start from where we think these lines need to be more refined. Try not to talk because this is intimidating and my hands are very shaky. I really wish I could stream and listen to music at the same time. out your video when you used soft pastel and oil pastel together. I'm very interested in mixing these two mediums. We're considering more mixed media videos like that. Yes, I've been wanting to do that. It's just that I've just been really intimidated to get back into YouTube. I'm hoping this live will get me to interact with you guys more, and then I'll do that. It's just, I think, because oil pastels are so hard to preserve that I haven't been using mine. But I think my next video is going to be soft pastels and then oil pastels, because I got this beautiful set from Earthberry, another set, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So I want to get more of that color. So mix that again. Make sure your brush is clean, or my brush is clean. And I take some of the yellow, the red, and mix that with our blue. Look at how much. Look at this brown that we can get. And that's because we started with our orange and it has only a tiny bit of blue, and this brown will give us more of a workable color for portraits. It's just that for now we want to paint her hair, so we really want to get more of that blue in there as well. Love seeing your art always. Oh, thank you so much. I've been really trying to get back into you. Oh, look at this. This one looks more black, looks more neutralized than this. I kind of want it to be more blue, so I'm gonna add more blue. But I've been psyching myself out of just getting back into YouTube. I've filmed so much. I have so many videos filmed. I've just been, I think, intimidated to go back. To come back here and face you guys because I haven't posted and I feel guilty. And really trying to get that here. I think this may be premature in how thick this paint is. So as we're going over to these closer to her hair, I want to just add a little bit more water to my paint. I'm saying it's premature because this isn't as dark as this, and this side should be darker than that. I'm gonna paint her bangs individually. This is not that great. So there's more water on my brush as I'm getting closer to her face. And I want to add more blue as well. This will give us more of thinner, less concentrated hair strands. And when we go over to those hair strands, just lift our brush out of our paper. I want to not overthink her bangs right here, so maybe block it in first. Or am I already ruining it? Let's see. Oof. Doesn't look very great on video. That means it looks worse in real life. So this is how it looks like. I want to make her neck darker. So instead of taking paint from my palette, I want to get just water on my brush and take what's already on her hair and stretch that over to her neck right here. This should give us a softer shadow. Like that. And then do the same thing with her bangs. Stretch the paint that's already there so it looks like it's less concentrated hair clumped together. Ooh, I really painted over her cheek. Shouldn't feel guilty if you look at videos or this. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I do feel that. Like, I know it. A part of the reason why I'm back is maybe I'm realizing it's sort of maybe egotistical to think that people would maybe notice me as like enough to be bothered. And that's why I feel like I should just really get into it. I've also just been struggling with a lot of stuff lately, so maybe that's the actual reason why. But yeah, right now what I'm gonna do is refine her the features on her face more. So I want to get more of a workable portrait color than just that. So again, we're gonna start with our orange, which is the yellow and the red. Then we're gonna take a little bit of our blue and paint that. It should neutralize that orange just enough for it to be a good shadow color on her face. So this is the color that we're working with. I hope you guys saw that. I wanna, it's kind of hard to see my painting right now, but I'll start from where the shadows are the most defined. So like that, just so you guys will see where the painting is going. I just feel like a lot of it won't be translating to other people unless I start defining these darker shadows on her. And I want to keep you guys in the stream. I want to keep people here. I don't want you guys to leave. I love this brush. I designed it with Craft Ammo. I always felt so, before I always felt so, I think scared to share how much I love it because I designed it and because I was promoting it. So now that I'm not anymore, it's great. Look at how fine I can get those lines to be. When I was also, I'm only using one brush, so I use the same brush to paint her hair, broad brush strokes on her hair, and I'm using the same brush to paint her eyes and the lines on her eyes. I like it. I like it. Hyping myself up. I kind of like that now you'll be able to see where this portrait is going. It looks so different from the photo, but I think it's fine. This coming from digital art straight to watercolor. I'm so glad that I watched your tutorials. It really helped me learn a lot. Watercolor, so it's such a beautiful medium. It's so, I think out of all the painting mediums, it has the most personality because the mediums that are opaque and aren't transparent, you don't really get to play with them that much, and they don't have this, really bad at coming up with words, but they don't have this like individuality to them. So I felt like with watercolors, they're so easy to manipulate. You only need water. You actually don't use a lot of paint. You use mostly water, so it's not that expensive. Very easy cleanup. It's just outside of how it looks, I think it's gorgeous. But yeah, watercolor is such a good painting medium to start with. I think if you're starting with watercolor, it's actually really hard to get into gouache and acrylics. But if you're not, but if you haven't started painting at all, it is actually, those other colors are more straightforward. So if you're starting from watercolors trying to get into gouache, I feel like it's actually a little bit harder to figure gouache out, gouache and watercolors. But yeah, I love watercolors too. This is how it looks. I'm excited about how it looks right now. I want that to fully dry, so I'm gonna go and talk about my sketchbook again. Yes, you have a unique interpretation. Yes, because watercolors. Sorry. Yeah, watercolors just have the most personality. You kind of work from, even when you're not intentionally trying to interpret the a portrait from interpret it into looking like watercolors, even if you're just straight up trying to copy the portrait with watercolors, it will still look unique. And that's exactly what my Marjorie Majogi is saying. No, sorry, I can't read. Exactly what you're saying. You're completely right about that. Why do you think it's more difficult to start with gouache after working with watercolors? Ooh, because watercolors is so unique, and gouache, it's so different from gouache. Gouache is very hard to manipulate when you have when you're coming at it from a watercolor mindset, especially when people are saying it's sort of like a sister medium. I like to think of it as more like an acrylic medium, like a work, like a mix between the two. And gouache, I just think it's so different from watercolors. It's trend. The thing about it, it's opaque, and that is the most sort of the hardest thing to reorient yourself when you're working with watercolors. So that's why Jonah Claire, that's my friend Cling. Wow, she's awake and she hasn't replied to me. Yeah, but that's what's up with the watercolors and gouache. So I'm going to talk about my sketchbook again, just because we need for this to dry before we can. I love Cling with her like professional no professional portrait profile photo. Look at you. Graakling. Yeah, I tried gouache, but I found myself consistently adding water to lighten the value. Ooh, could never get my head around when to add white. Eventually, you just gave up and realized I kind of only love watercolors. Yes, you shouldn't be adding water to. Yes, that's why. Maybe it's why it's hard to work around that, because in watercolors, you add water so that you work with lighter colors. But that's because usually you're working with white paper. So if we want to have lighter values, we would want to use less paint so we can see the paper underneath. And with gouache, we just completely add white all the time. Also, one of those things that I felt was very intimidating about gouache, because you have to use a lot of paint, go through a lot of whites, tubes of white too, and it's very intimidating. It's hard to wrap my head around. If you're in the watercolor medium, if you're so into watercolors, it's just not something you do. Completely right. Okay, so yeah, I love reading you guys' comments. Just go on and I will read them while I talk about my sketchbook. Ooh. Okay, so a lot of these are just pencils. This is a silhouette study. These are all Naruto characters. I'm so deep into the Naruto fandom of Naruto. Maybe I love the fandom more than like actual canon, if that makes sense. Oh, this is so cute. This one isn't finished, which I'm sad about. Shadow study. Oh, I love this. This is. Ooh, I have her on. I follow her on Instagram. I also have this. The I have the process video for this on YouTube, which is here. I see it on my channel. And then just markers. Oh, Naruto and a tiger study. Naruto is so cute, but this is actually also a master study. So somebody drew him this way, and I just copied how they drew him. Ramen, or just takeout. It kind of reminds me of my friend. Looks like Tracy. Brush pen works. Do you have a favorite tripod to film your process? Yes, this one is KNF Concept, but really, I wish I could show you guys how it looks. Well, I'll take a photo and then show you guys my phone. So this is what I'm working with. This tripod sort of flips down, so you'll be able to see. So I'm filming overhead, so you're able to see my desk flat. This is my microphone. So this one, just make sure it has this thing I'll make sure the legs the legs flip up, so it's like able to hold it upside down. But yeah, that's my setup. Your art style, how long have you been doing art? I've been basically been drawing since I was a kid. I've been painting not that long, I think maybe 8 years. I have like a full video. I have a video on my full, like my entire painting journey, just because I didn't start that long. So it's on here, I think. It's just a very old video. Not that great, but it should give you an idea. Oh, I love this. This one is soft pastels to get this softer look to it. And then everything else that's the highlight and very sharp, that's done with gouache. I have this on my YouTube channel too. Oh, thank you. Some more acrylic markers. Oh, this one is a sketch that I did, and then I turned it into a painting, which I turned into a tutorial. And I think it's on Patreon, but you should have the short version of it on YouTube too. You're doing great now. I love you, Kling. These ones are just some pen works. So cute. Oh, this one, I love this. This is also acrylic markers. So I love that it's short. I love how it stands out. Oh, what are we talking about? Look, I love how it stands out over top of the line work underneath. I mean, the lines on my sketchbook. This one is a value study for my soft pastel drawing that I have here on YouTube too. Same goes with this. This one actually turned into an Ino and Choji fan art for Naruto. More studies. Oh, full Hinata Hyuga spread. This one I love. These are some gouache sketches over top of my pen. This one didn't work out. I felt like I overworked it, so it didn't turn into a video, but I do love this. I love the shifts on from the highlight to the shadows on her face. Ooh, I have this tiger, and then I have this really goofy one, and I can't. I wanted to paint over it so it doesn't look very. I don't want to say funny, but it doesn't look like maybe so he looks more fierce. But then I kind of wanted to preserve it. This was my first try, and then this is my second try. So I like this one. I kept it like this, so you'll see how it actually looked when I painted it. Just so crazy. These ones are just pencils. I actually love these quick pencil sketches where you really see the movement of my pencil as I was drawing it. So I actually love these more than the fully rendered pencil sketches I have on here. This one I have as a short video. Some more acrylic acrylic marker studies. These ones just silhouettes. Didn't get to finish them. Everything is dated right here. This one's cute. It's just somebody like I don't know. I think from a movie scene. This one was more of a study before I can share it on YouTube. I wanted to do a live like this, where I painted this, but then I never really got into it. Okay, so I think this is now dried and we are ready to move on. I had to choose one art medium to use for the rest of your life. Oof, that's very hard. Kind of don't want to answer it. Okay, maybe it would be gouache. Yes. Just because I feel like I can use watercolor techniques with gouache, but I can't use watercolors. I can't use the same techniques with watercolors. I think gouache is more versatile, so I would use gouache. I can also use gouache on more different types of paper. I feel like I'm more limited with the papers that I use with watercolors. So yeah, I'll just go with gouache. which is a pain to say because I'm in a watercolor mood right now. So I think we are ready to move on. Oof, I can't really. We can't paint anymore. Give me a second. I can't paint for so much longer. So I have to be asleep by 11, which is. I have to run tomorrow. So I want to just finish this painting. I think we're in a good spot. Should I switch to a different brush that will give me more control, or should I try to wing it? No, I shouldn't be winging anything. It's too much is at stake. Yeah, let's try to mix our color for her eyes. So it's gonna be the same 3 colors together. We want it to be darker but still cool. So this is very dark. This is this color right here, but this isn't very cool. We want it to be cooler, so lean more towards the blue. So we wanna take this color and add blue to it. As I start painting her eyes, I want it to be a little bit more. I want it to be thick colors, but I don't want to have a lot of it in my brush. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, let's go. Oof, this is so intimidating. They're from the very center of her eyes. So I'll see if she's actually looking the correct direction. Whoa, looks crazy. You put that there. Clean up our brush. Make sure there's not that much excess water. And then just take the edges and work around the shape of her irises. Do the same thing here. It's kind of hard because I'm looking at it sort of at an incline, like it's flat on my desk. So I'm kind of looking at my painting like this. Like this. So I'm gonna have to do this. Okay, let's see. Oh, my son is waking up behind me. I did this while he's sleeping in the same room. I don't know why. Well, I know I did it because I felt like if I make any more excuses, oop, gecko, make any more excuses, I really won't be streaming at all. This one is good. At least she's looking where we want her to look, but we want her eyes to look more like they're less open. And in order to do that without redrawing her eyes, we want to make her irises look bigger. So just extend them. Do the same thing here. Think. I have to look at my screen. Seeing you draw live helps me see your process more clearly. No cuts and all. Yes, this is why I love doing that too. I know I just look so crazy on video. Like you guys are seeing me at my worst. Trying to make excuses, but it's such a crazy like lighting. I'm really happy with how our eyes look. I want to use the same color. I am Hazeline. Maria Hazeline. Who are you? Tell me who you are. You sound familiar. Is that me? It sounds like my name. Which color do you use the most? And what? that's my friend. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I know she's making fun of me. The color I use the most is probably blue, like either something very dark blue. because it will give me closest to black, and it will darken up my colors without really neutralizing them, unless I want them to. So probably blue. I'm using this. I'm taking the same color, and I want to paint her eyebrows. So I want to make sure it's very, very thin. Is my friend messing with me? I thought she'd be asleep by now. Apparently not. Just a fan of yours. Oh, wait, you're just your name sounds like my like government name. Probably Filipino. Okay, so I'm using the same color for her eyebrows. I have to look at my screen to see if they're shaped right. Yeah, that's good. And take what's left to sharpen up these shadows on her nose. I love that I keep hearing the birds outside. And I think it's a Philippine pied fantail. I have it logged on my Merlin app. Been really into birds lately. Try to stretch it. If you think if a color intimidates you, if a shadow color intimidates you, just stretch it. Like what I'm doing right here, taking water and stretching that out. It's so loud. They're much louder in the morning, like for the morning chorus. Yeah, clean my brush. Soften this up. And what I want to do is, as I'm moving over to the other side on her nose, take a little bit of our red and yellow mixture. So we didn't wait for any of that to dry, letting those two interact with each other on our paper. I'll clean up my brush. That bird is so loud. Maybe she's nesting. Let me know if you guys can hear the birds. I love to talk about them. I'm gonna take this color too for freckles. And then we're gonna leave it like that. I was gonna wait for it to fully dry, but for now we're gonna leave it like that. I wanna take all that same color for her lips. Start from where they are the darkest. Kind of towards the bottom, near the opening of her mouth, and then the very center. And then clean up your brush so there's nothing on there. Stretch it out to the edges. Do the same thing for the bottom lip. Just let it sit right there. And clean up our brush. Because the birds are very loud, are they? I love that you guys can hear them. But now I'm worried about you guys hearing my AC. I'm gonna let this touch her hair. Not too worried about how it will look. I do want to make sure it's clean. Soften this up as well. And now what we're going to do is take our clean brush, stretch the colors we just placed on our lips towards the rest of our lower lip, but leave out the highlights. I'm trying to see how it looks right now. We need more yellow. This is yellow. I want to add some of that yellow to her freckles too. And then eye bags. Clean up her brush. Soften it up. On her lower lip, upper lip, I want to just have more of just this color, the red, because I feel like this is too warm. Clean up my brush again, stretch it out again. I clean up some of these colors. Ooh, it looks crazy. If you love birds, you should come to Colombia. We have over 1,900 species and you can only find here. You should do a video about studies of colorful birds. Oof, I want to show you my birds. I don't know if you've seen it. Ta-da! I'm showing them off again. I just love how these came out. Look. This has to dry now, so I'm showing you guys my birds again. Sorry, but we also have so many birds in the Philippines. I need to have those figured out. And I need to see every single one of them before I can go to other countries. So this looks very warm. It looks orange. It is orange. And which is kind of not what I want. So I'm taking my paper towel. In order for me to lift some of these colors out, I'm just tapping it down. Like I'm not scraping it. Just here. Tap it down so it doesn't interact with other colors too much. There. It's not looking too bad. Have you taken up bird watching? I'm getting into it. I need equipment. I'm just waiting for people to tell me I need to find binoculars. My friend's been telling me I need to get camera lenses that are for bird watching. I know those are expensive, so I'm not listening to him. But I really love birds. I've started my life list and I have, I think, maybe 10 bird species now. Saying it like, I'm saying it's like that's a lot, but that's a lot. It's so hard for me to take photos of birds because they like fly away and have very shaky hands. So those 10, I'm really proud of them. Okay, so this is how it looks. It's not too bad. I think we can work around this. I think I want to just talk about what we want to do after. So because these colors are too warm, I want them to look more like this. And in order for me to get these to look more pink, I would add more of this red. And in order to do that, and when I do that, this will darken up the values, which we either darken everything else around it or we keep it like this. So I'm trying to see what I can do with that. One thing I do want to do before we finish this though is make sure her hair is darker, darken that up more, and then we'll get to see how the values will look after. I think I might cheat and use white gouache, but I really didn't want you guys to see that. Maybe I'll do it after. Let's see. We will see. Her eyes are so dark. I need her eyebrows to be dark too. And so make sure everything else catches up to her eyes first before we decide on what to do with her face. Your English is very, thank you so much. English is actually one of our main languages in the Philippines, I think. I also studied English in college. We're just getting like flashbacks. You already talk Tagalog. Oh, I'm not Tagalog, I'm Bisaya. Bisaya rata. I Hansi didn't know that you were from the Philippines. Your videos feel foreign. Oh, foreign. That's crazy. I think it's just because I tried to get as like many people into my channel as I can, so I spoke in English, but I could have done this in Bisaya. I'm not very good at Tagalog. Okay, I'm just gonna drink some more water. I really love birds. If you guys have bird photos that you think are cool, please send them to me on Instagram. Wee. Accent. It's Bisaya accent. I'm always like, I think I speak too much in English because I'm not really worried about hiding my accent. I think it's just in school in the Philippines, people are bullied for their English, and I felt like I never really got that. So I just speak so much in English without being like without worrying about how my accent will sound. Okay, so um, let's just try to get our hair to be dark now. This part right here should be the darkest, and right now it's not dark enough. So excuse me, let's mix our dark color now. Again, if you want to get a darker color just from these three, start from the lightest one, put that in your palette, then get the next lightest one. It's just our red before we go and take our blue. Peacock blue. Like this one looks green. I don't know if you guys can see, but this mixture looks very green. That means there's more of the yellow and the blue than we want. I want it to be darker, so I get more of the blue. So this looks like cooler green, but I want it to be darker as well. So I'm gonna add more of that red. It should give us, I want it to look more purple, if that makes sense. This one is better. Okay. Let's start from darkest parts. I really don't want to overuse this very dark color. I want to let our paper breathe underneath. I know that few of you are interested in birds, I just posted a bird spread on Instagram. I'm so proud of my bird paintings. Just trying to get the shadows around the hair first. I know I should be painting her. I should be painting her eyebrows before I get into the other parts, but I'm already so deep into this mixture. And try to leave out the finer hair strands. Painting doesn't really come together until the very end, so I feel like this is the part where it does, and I don't want to lose you guys, so I want to just finish this. I need you guys to trust me. See, I see the tip of my brush to just simulate fine hair strands on her eyebrows. I think I should be fine. I want to overwork it, and I have to sleep soon. Using this darker color, the hair color for her nostrils, and then her mouth. I'm so scared to touch her eyes. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then we'll be almost done. I wanna finish it with a little bit of gouache. Just because I want to, why not use black paint? Black paint I think is just too, I want to keep these vibrant colors, and I know it looks like it's just black on photo, but it's just a very dark combination of all these three colors. It keeps colors more vibrant. I think black would just bring the colors down, and with this painting I kind of want to maintain them, and black would just neutralize them, and I wouldn't be able to mix the black with the other three colors since I wouldn't know what's in the black. When I'm just using these three, I know exactly what I'm gonna get. There's times when I use black. This one is using paints gray, and you'll see how sort of dull this looks. Mainly that's because I sort of wanted to see how it will look by itself. I could have just mixed these three colors and would have got us more of brighter color palette, because this isn't just black. This is, the paints gray is a little bit more blue. But yeah, you'll see if you're using something that's closer to black, you will get more natural colors. That's not what I want for this one. That's why I'm using blue. The long lens. Oh my gosh, don't talk to me about lenses. I don't have any money. Actually, I'm a wildlife photographer. You need quite a long lens and a camera. Yeah, see, this is why I can't. Like, this is why I can't invest on lenses, because I wouldn't know what I'm doing. Barely take any photos with my phone when there's no lenses at all. It's just my phone. My hands are too shaky, and I think birds are scared of me. They move quite fast. See, I can't. I can't do that. I can't. I just need binoculars so I can see them, and then I'll be happy. The long lens with an APS. I don't even know what that is. Sensor can help you keep your distance when shooting birds. I recommend you do get a camera. It's super rewarding. Ah! I can't. I don't even want to read your comment because I'll be influenced. I don't have the money to be influenced. Okay, so how our painting looks. I'm really happy. I think your nose may be too much. It's too dark, and I don't want to overdo anything else, so I'm just gonna cheat and use gouache. Where's my gouache? My son. I'm just gonna use white gouache actually, and I'm gonna use it to finish our painting. So instead of making sure everything is dark so her nose doesn't look dark, I'm just gonna lighten up her nose. I need to go to sleep soon. It's almost 11 and I have to wake up early tomorrow. So I'm gonna use this and clean up the highlights. For her nose, where I'm just trying to eliminate that, I'll do that later. But just not the highlights, clean it up. Oh, is one of you hello birdie? And just the highlights right here. Like that. There's this trick where her eyes, they just look dull, but when I add a highlight right there, they will look more alive. Okay, not too bad. Whoop. Oh, shoot, my hands are so shaky. Oh my gosh. Whew, I just ruined that. Patay. Yeah, dude. So, try to worry about that for now. trying not to overuse the whites. And in order to eliminate some of that very bright orange, I'm going to take the white and use very thin gouache so it doesn't fully cover everything. You'll still leave out the colors underneath. You'll be able to see them when this white dries because gouache dries darker and less opaque than it looks when it's wet. Trying to cheat and look at the screen. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to go with painting the folds on her eyes. I mean, on her eyelids very thinly. Sure, use water. Yeah. Taking out extra paint from my brush. But I think that it just shapes her eyes so much that I can't really avoid painting them. Have to be careful. Oh, I can't believe you're a wildlife photographer. I can't believe a wildlife photographer is here. I'm so intimidated. Put the hair on the ingle. Or eyelashes? No. I can't paint eyelashes. We just ruined this. I'm so bad. My hands are so shaky. I have no business painting eyelashes at all. I'm sorry. Oh, do you mean these? Like these? Actually, maybe you're onto something. Let's see. Intimidating. Hala. Patay. Okay. Really wish I could listen to music right now. Good job. Oh, thank you. I think I'm good. I don't want to overdo it. Wait, let's just try it. Let's try. Get some of this yellow. I want to just add some dimension to her neck area. The bird is so loud. I love waking up in the mornings to run because then I also get to hear the birds. Well, I'm going over the hair strands and it looks like I'm ruining the integrity of her hair strands, but this is very thin paint and we're actually just glazing over top of those colors and that will actually still show up underneath when this dries. Yeah, that's good. I'm happy. Don't forget to I don't know if I should do my outro now. But after this is a study that I did, and this demo is sort of practice for me to do my live class for Etcher. That will be completely free, just will be done on their channel. If you guys have any questions, leave them on the chat. If you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram. I constantly post there. If you guys have any photos of birds, send them to me and I will draw them. I love birds. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this live. Maybe I'll take this off. Especially people who came from Instagram. I'm so thankful for you guys being here. And my friend Claire, Kling Kling. Hi, Kling, if you're still here. It really means the world to me that you guys are still here, even though I haven't posted in so long. This is what our painting looks like. Cool. I wish the edges were cleaner, but I'm really happy with how it looks. I hope you guys enjoyed this little demo, and I will be seeing you guys soon, hopefully. Maybe on the 27th. That will be when I do the thing for Etcher. Maybe I will do another live stream here before I do that, because this has been really fun. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions. Make sure to leave them as comments for this live so I can see them. If you leave them on the live chat, I won't be able to see them unless I'm rewatching the entire thing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be seeing you guys soon, hopefully. Bye. Let me see. I don't even know how to end this. How do I end this? I'll end stream. Bye.